y'all? Good evening. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's time to get it in. It's time to get it in, y'all. Let's do this. Hey, y'all. Just wow, right? It's a lot going on right now. But today we're gonna talk about respecting the dead, or should I say, the dead and the sleepwalking. Good evening, Val. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for checking in, coming through to hang out with a brother tonight. We ain't gonna probably take too long tonight. I don't know. We're gonna see how it go, because I just got a couple of little points I want to hit for the day. And of course, I'm gonna be looking for everybody's participation, hang out with a brother and really kick it real hard, and talk about the nonsense of the day. There appears to be quite a bit of it. Lots of shenanigans. Lots of shenanigans, y'all. Y'all's president is a funny dude, but we're going to get this thing set off. Y'all hold on 1 second.
Door number 2 or door number 3?
Oh, wow. Oh, all right, okay, all right. No, wait, okay, wait, okay. All right, no, wait. Oh, wait, Monty. Door number 1, 3, 2, 8. No, wait, hold on.
All right. So look, y'all, don't forget, whatever you do, to hit your notification button, share the live, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube or my Twitch. If you don't want to always be on Facebook, that's cool, because we got other venues by which you can partake in this blessed event, if we can call it that. So today, y'all, the Honorable John Lewis has made his final journey to his, or should I say, to his final resting place. I watched most of the service. It was pretty doggone good. I enjoyed watching a real president behave like a real president. In fact, I want to say that I liked that there were 3 presidents who came to that service and acted presidential. I just want to say how happy I am and how refreshing it felt to see somebody stand up there and speak like an adult. That was amazing. Big Nate Hampton, I see you, my brother. Thank you for checking in. Regina, we see you. Fast, we see you. Appreciate y'all coming through. It was really refreshing today to see some men stand before the world and speak words of wisdom and compassion and show humanity unlike anything we've seen in the last 3.5 years, especially from someone who supposedly calls themselves a leader. So I want to thank President Clinton, Bush, and Obama for coming out and showing their respects for a man who deserves that respect. He deserves every bit of the reverence that was shown throughout this last week during his homegoing celebrations. I want to say that if no one else, appreciated what I saw. But here's the thing, y'all. This is where I'm getting ready to start tying it all in knots. Those 3 presidential figures, we may have had our differences in opinion, in the way they operated, and we may have had our feelings about the way they operated and did this country, based on whatever our own personal beliefs are. But let's be real. These men have humanity and integrity. Even George Bush seems to have the weight of the world lifted off of his shoulders, and he behaves like a man, and he still has integrity regardless of his political affiliations. And the funny thing about those political affiliations is that now we have people who are a part of the Republican Party who have vowed that they will not vote for a Republican in this election. They will be voting Democratic. In fact, I saw yesterday where Colin Powell made the point of saying that he specifically was going to vote for Joe Biden, which in my mind speaks volumes because he is a very staunch Republican and a very serious man as it pertains to the way he deals with his politics. But outside of politics, one of the problems that we have in general is that people have, well, not people, let me stop that. People within the Trump regime, the Gestapo, all seem to place politics above humanity. They place their politics above the right for human beings to live and have quality of life. And for that, I say they have a problem. And I want to say that he's going to see that come November. And we're going to get to that part too in a minute. But here's the thing though. Here's my problem. We had 3 presidents who showed up for the funeral of John Lewis, who is by far one of those individuals who has done so much and given his entire life of service to this country. Yet we have a sitting president who could not bring it into himself to show up, pay condolences or respects to John Lewis. Now, my question would be, what had John Lewis ever done to Donald Trump? Probably nothing. Much like throughout the history of racists in this country, all you had to do was be black to be hated. All you had to do was go and sit at a white lunch counter to be beat in the head. All you had to do was try to walk from one side of the Edmund Pettus Bridge to the other and walk to Selma as a show of nonviolent protest against human atrocities. That is all it was required in order for your head to be caved in the racist South that we have all and had all become familiar with. And in that same vein, that lack of respect for the human condition as it pertains to our people was shown again today by our sitting clown. I don't care what your politics are. We're talking about human beings. We're talking about respecting other individuals. Now, I get it that he didn't show up. Now, let's just say it. Let's just put it like this. I want y'all to remember this little point. He apparently didn't even like John Lewis in life. Okay, I could dig that. Everybody got their thing. And of course, he showed that he didn't like John Lewis in death. No respect, none whatsoever. Got it. Okay, now, let's move on. So, today, it appears that presidential candidate Herman Cain passed away from none other than the COVID virus. COVID-19, coronavirus. He got hit with the coronavirus. And of course, because that happened, he is no longer with us. There are many who still walk around every single day saying it ain't real. It doesn't exist. I think Herman Cain was one of those people. He was the one who tweeted out that people were fed up and they weren't wearing masks anymore. And he was going to the Trump rally in Oklahoma. And we don't care. And he did that. And of course, directly afterwards, it was found out that he contracted the coronavirus. And after having tested positive, about a month or so after the rally, he was told that he would eventually recover. Kind of sounds like something Trump said. Well, it'll eventually go away. But in the meantime, some people will eventually die. And that apparently is what seems to be happening. So this man has kicked the bucket. Now, I watched a few different threads today, and I saw where somebody said it wasn't coronavirus. He died because he had cancer before. Now, apparently he beat cancer once. And they're saying that it wasn't the corona, it was the cancer. Let me explain something for some of y'all who apparently don't get this. Coronavirus is actually a very fragile virus from what the studies say. The problem is that, like other viruses, the flu, AIDS, and other things like that, those generally are not the things that kill you. It's their ability to weaken you, break down your immune system, and do other things to your body that allows the other things that could potentially be wrong with you to take over and kill you. Now, coronavirus also is a respiratory situation, and it will affect and attack your lungs. Don't get confused. You can keep running around out here saying what you want to say. This reminds me of the guy who went and said, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna go to this party, a coronavirus party. Whoever at the party caught the virus got the pot. They put in the money, and whoever caught it won the money. Well, this guy's dead now. So we can keep on playing with this thing all we want. But here's my question. And I know many of y'all probably think that, to me, the death of Herman Cain is interesting. And let's just say, like Trump, where John Lewis is concerned, I feel nothing for Herman Cain. Here's the thing. Can't hold me to a standard that we're not going to hold everyone to. And much like that man apparently didn't like John Lewis, I guess I could say that I have a problem respecting anybody who has worked diligently against people who look like me only because they look like me, or a person who has no interest in participating in the betterment of black people in America, particularly if they are black. So it goes without saying that I feel very little in that regard. Now, here's what you have to understand about that, though. Just because I don't like someone, much like many of us people, humans, you got people you like, you got people you don't like. Just because I don't like you doesn't mean that I don't respect you. So my point is that, with that being said, maybe Donald Trump didn't like John Lewis, but he obviously also had no respect for John Lewis. I've had adversaries all my life. I've had people that I didn't care very much for. However, if they were a formidable foe and I understood their positioning, their reasoning, or their necessity to survive or stand their ground, so to speak, then I had nothing more than to respect them, especially if they could hold that ground. Because like I always say, and you all heard me say it before, I say it again, power concedes nothing without demand. And everybody is going to always try to be the one that they need to be in order to make their situation better. However, I don't see any reason why Donald Trump could not at least respect the resume of a man who did so much in this country. And Dennis McCullum said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Absolutely. The supporter of my enemy is my question mark. See, so my point is that regardless, there are going to be those that you don't like. And I'm going to just be frank with y'all. If I didn't like you in life, I probably don't like you in death. I'm not phony. I'm not getting ready to put on airs for you. I'm not about to jump up and down and be like, oh my God, he died. I'm sorry. If I didn't feel anything for you in this life, I don't feel anything for you in death. It's just as simple as that. So I guess this is the same way Trump felt about John Lewis. So with that said, I still have no respect for Donald Trump. I guess what my question is at this point where Herman Cain is concerned, well, why didn't Trump send Stella, y'all know who I'm talking about, Stella Emanuel, your new COVID doctor, why didn't they send her over there and fix Mr. Cain's condition? Because she said nobody had to die. She said that she could fix it. So I guess I'm struggling with trying to understand why she didn't fix it. What's up with that? Why didn't Donald Trump send y'all's girl over to fix Mr. Cain's situation? She said that she can get rid of the demons. She said that she can get rid of the witches. She said that she's going to use alien DNA to treat people. Well, and that's if you had sex with demon husbands and wives, demons and witches. I want to make sure that you all, everybody on my feed, mark yourself safe from demons. I don't want nobody having no problems out here with the demons, because that demon sperm will get you in trouble. You'll end up like Herman Cain. You don't want to end up like Herman Cain. So don't forget to use your hydroxychloroquine. At least that's what she said she was going to use. I'm still waiting to see how that's going to work out for her and her career moving forward. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Y'all's president, and this is where I have become very annoyed. Y'all's president has decided that it is necessary for all of the children to be back in school. Now, we did a whole show about this last week, if y'all remember. He's saying that all of the children need to be back in school immediately. But today, he said he wants the elections to be postponed from November in order for things to be safe. Now, let me get this straight. Hey, Rena. Thank you for checking in. I see you. He wants for every child to go to school right now in classrooms, yet he wants to postpone the election in November for safety reasons. Yeah, nah, I don't see that happening. First of all, Regina said double-minded. No, he's not double-minded. He is doing everything he can to hold on. He is flailing because he is failing in ways that are becoming very apparent to finally him. I know he'll never admit to it because that's not what he does. He believes that admitting being wrong is a weakness, which is a weakness within itself. Because men make decisions, and they stand on those decisions, right, wrong, or indifferent. The problem is you want us to send our babies into harm's way, into a harm's way that you yourself are not willing to go to. Government agencies still are not open to this day. We are at the worst part of this pandemic, worse than it was from the very beginning when we shut down entire cities. And the death rate is at the highest that it has been during this entire time. Yet next week, we're supposed to send our babies off to school to be monitored and governed by themselves in an environment where we never know who's bringing what and doing what and having no discipline and using masks for slingshots and spitting all over each other and every doggone thing else. So we already know how that's going to go. But made the suggestion that we postpone our election. Well, let me just dispel any confusion immediately on that. Tracy Cisco, I see you. Thank you for checking in. Article 2 of the Constitution empowers Congress to choose the timing of the general election. And it's been that way since the late 1800s. Or should I say mid. An 1845 federal law fixed the date as the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. Period. Full stop. It would take a change in federal law to move that date. That would mean legislation enacted by Congress, signed by the president, and subject to challenges in court. So, what does that mean? That means that Congress would have to be the ones that made that decision. And we already know Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer ain't going, along with the fact that the Congress is run by Democrats, along with the fact that even the most psychotic Republican in the camp today, Mitch McConnell, even said that ain't gonna happen. Now, you know, when Mitch McConnell decides and says this ain't get ready to happen, you know you've lost every leg you had to stand on. Herman Cain claimed that people were fed up and they were tired of wearing masks and they could do what they want. Well, guess what? The American people are tired and fed up, and we're about to do what we want come November. And it is time to make that change, because anybody who is willing to put our children in harm's way, but then want to change an election, needs some form of psychological intervention. It's just something wrong here. I don't care who you like. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your politics are. I am a human being, and most of the people that I know, most of them, are human beings. And unlike the aliens that Stella Emanuel claimed are walking the earth, she said the government is run by reptiles. I can partially believe that at this point. But here's another question, y'all, because you got to follow the money, right? So the idea that he continues to push this hydroxychloroquine idea, starting to make me wonder, does he have some investment in that product somewhere? Is there something that's going to pay off for him as the reason why he keeps pushing this idea that has been shot down by the medical industry multiple times? I'm just curious. I just bet you there's some money involved somewhere. I'm willing to bet you. And I was sitting there looking at the video of the lady Stella Emanuel yesterday, giving it some more thought. And after I watched it a little while longer, I watched her stand there real animated, like she was in the pulpit preaching, you know, because her ministry is actually a door down from her medical practice in the same strip mall in Houston. You Houstonians on here, I see y'all. You better go and get your medical checkup from Dr. Emanuel over there at the strip mall. My question is that I really wonder, are those other men who are standing behind her actual doctors? I'd be very interested to know, because I didn't see any of them mention their names. I didn't see anybody's names get called or somebody say, oh yeah, that's Dr. So-and-so and so-and-so, along with this Dr. Stella Emanuel. I think they were just props. I'm gonna just tell you what I think. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I am a person who uses common sense, and some things just don't add up. And I would be very interested to know what those other doctors' names were and what they practice and where. I believe this is a money play at this point because he continues to ride this hydroxychloroquine as though it is the end all be all. Well, that, of course, and the zinc and whatever the other thing is that they're supposed to add to it, an antiviral or something. Well, at the end of the day, it's already been proven that it doesn't work, or it's been said, because we can't trust nothing one way or the other. But the fact of the matter is, if they were so confident in what they do, why is Herman Cain dead? She should have went over there and treated him. That's Trump's boy, right? Should have hooked him up. Hooked your boy up. But somehow, y'all know, I can't fall for the okie doke. I ain't going. Ain't going. Can't do it. So when it comes to respect, y'all, it just would have been nice if we had a person who was human in the office of the president, who had the ability to at least show some decorum. But what can you expect from somebody like that? Regina says he didn't want to have the bovine coronavirus to test on humans because he has money invested in other vaccine. Dig that. Oh, and speaking of which, I just read an article. I'm going to look more into it. I don't know what the story is yet, but I just read an article that apparently the United States had given Wuhan, China, several $1 million for something prior to the release or the outbreak of this virus. And they're trying to blame the Obama administration and Dr. Fauci because y'all's president threw a tantrum on television yesterday and talked about why people don't like him. Dr. Fauci was able to throw out the first pitch at a baseball game for the Washington baseball team, and Trump felt some sort of need to try and one-up him. Nick Brown, I see you, my brother. We good over here. Nissa, how you doing? And so he had his little tantrum and wanted to know why people don't like him. The sad part is that even if you told him why people don't like him, he wouldn't believe it, and he'd find an argument against it. And that's sort of a thing that people do when they don't want to hear something. They don't want to hear the truth, so they'll make up a whole bunch of other excuses and reasons why they are that way and expect everyone to continue or to change the way they feel about them. And that's just not how this works. You actually have to listen to people if you want to find out what they're thinking. And speaking of stormtroopers, Dennis McCullum, it appears that the it's looking like these federal agents that Trump has been sending to these cities, the suggestion has been made that they are allegedly Blackwater ops. Now, if you don't know what those are contractors. Those are people hired by the United States government to do dirty work for our government. And I need to find out more about that. They're riding around or had been riding around in plain vans, picking people up randomly. And I think that is somewhat against some constitutional rights. But I have to do more homework on that, so I'm not going to speculate. Nick Brown says it's too late for him to improve himself or his personality. Yes, well, we all know that. And I think that everybody is just waiting their time and their turn to cast their vote. At least I hope we are, because it's just a necessity. It's just one of those times. This election is probably bigger than when Obama got elected. To be honest with you, there's a lot more at stake here. I don't know. It was pretty hairy when Obama was running, but anyway, y'all don't forget to pick up your copy, The Black Factor. We do have them on deck. So when you're ready for your copy to read this fantastic book with all of this information in it, wow. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you buy my book, one of the things you're gonna have to do, and I'm sure, and I have plenty of people on here who have purchased it and read it, they will tell you, make sure you have a pen and paper in your hand, because you will be having to take notes, because the information will take you down rabbit holes that you didn't even know existed. And it is very, very important to do that homework, Because like I say all the time, don't believe me. I just need you to look it up for yourself. And right quick before we get up out of here, y'all, I want to give a shout out to my people at Froth Naturals. They have y'all see this luxurious, beautiful face, right? This is where it comes from, this Froth Naturals. I love this shea butter. This whipped shea butter is off the chain, man. Y'all gotta check that out. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. And then of course I have my Royal Tea. Do not forget to get your Royal Tea. Royal Tea LLC out of Florida. Wait a minute, I gotta find my girl Tara. Plenty of y'all have gotten it, and I have heard nothing but good things. I mean, I like it myself, but I've heard nothing but good things from everyone else who's purchased it as well. So I can only make that suggestion, and you need to check it out. Oh, thank you, Regina. She said my book is prophetic. I appreciate that. I can't wait to put out the next edition. It's coming soon, coming very soon. So with all of that said, y'all, it's a lot to think about. There's a lot of things going on. I always say follow the money. Make sure you check these rabbit holes and see what's really going on, because there's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of people who need to be moved and motivated in the ways of all of us being or taking care of one another. In the meantime, I want to make sure also what we talked about on yesterday, you guys, on the Ronnie Long story. I hope that you all, many of you all, took the time and the opportunity to reach out to the governor of North Carolina and see if we can make a difference in that particular case. If you want to check him out, you can go to Free Ronnie Long on Facebook. That's RONNIELONG, Ronnie Long. Don't forget that you can also call that governor's office, Governor Roy Cooper, 919-324-1456. Put a bug in his ear. If you don't know about the Ronnie Long story, use your Google search. Type in Ronnie Long. Look that brother up. Look up his situation and his story. And try to be like me and reach out and touch and help if you can. Just nothing but, if it ain't nothing but a word, just say, hey, brother, we got you. You know, we watching, we trying to see what's going to happen, and it's time for some justice, because we don't do enough to seek justice for one another, and we need to do more work in that direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut it real short this evening, because that's all we wanted to discuss. And I just want y'all to think about a person who would ask that you not vote in November, but send your children to school this week. And I'm up out of here, y'all. We're going to get on down. Love, peace, chicken grease. Adios.
Door number 2 or door number 3?
Oh, wow. Oh, all right, okay, all right. No, wait, okay, wait, okay. All right, no, wait. Oh, wait, Monty. Door number 1, 3, 2, 8. No, wait, hold on.